Grandparents, relatives, special guests, and friends of the graduating class of 2020. Welcome to this special celebration of Lincoln High School seniors. I would like to begin by acknowledging our school board members, President Sam Wells, Vice President Derek Sarley, Board Member Terry Trick, Board Member Ruth Latterrud, and Board Member Eric Rindall, as well as Walla Walla School District Superintendent Wade Smith, Assistant Superintendent Chris Gardia, and our Executive Director of Teaching and Learning, Christy Krutulius. Please join us in the flag salute, led by Lincoln Senior Louise Quezada, who recently has joined the National Guard.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We are here tonight to celebrate the success of 64 Lincoln seniors. Seniors, honk and let us know you're out there tonight. Lincoln's graduation ceremony is always such a bittersweet moment. Graduates, this evening, I want you to know that you are surrounded by people that care deeply about you. They are here to support you and to celebrate your accomplishment. We are all very proud of you. The class of 2020 is a group of talented, independent, determined, strong-willed, creative, and courageous individuals. We have proudly watched their transformation and growth over the last 4 years, and tonight we are here to celebrate that. 24 of these students have only attended high school at Lincoln. Seniors, if you are a 4-year Lincoln student, please give a honk. Ten of these students have attended either C-Tech or Running Start and have already earned college credits. Seniors, if you are leaving high school with college credits, please honk. "22 of these students have earned scholarships for college. Seniors, if you are a scholarship recipient, please give a honk. Finally, Ricky Wachek, our senior advisor, will recognize our honor students. These are the top 12 students who have the highest GPA in their class. Ricky will also recognize the class of 2020 salutatorian and valedictorian, the 2 Lincoln students with the highest GPAs.
Congratulations to the Lincoln Graduates of Distinction. These are the students that have got the highest grade point average for their class this year. Those students are Corinza Kelly, Caleb Rood, Kylie Robert, Daedra Yarber, Ian Moffat, Maya Lambert, Harley Remillard, Anthony Mcpherson, Johnny Dodson, Josh Harris, Isaac Garcia, and Martin Gonzalez. Each of those students will be receiving this Academic Excellence Award. Congratulations to all of you graduates of distinction. At this time, I'm super excited to announce our valedictorian. That's the top student with the top GPA in the senior class this year. And that person is, drum roll, Elizabeth Scott. Elizabeth will be receiving this Academic Excellence Medal. Congratulations, Elizabeth, for all your hard work.
It is my pleasure to introduce graduate Isaac Madrigal. I've only had the privilege of knowing Isaac his senior year at Lincoln High School. During that time, we've had many conversations about his love of cars, his passions, and his dreams for the future. Isaac loves and excels in tasks that allow him to use his hands, be active, and use his creativity. Isaac is a hardworking and reliable student, always finding a way to get the job done. I'm not sure what lies beyond high school for Isaac, but I know that if he finds something that he loves, success will follow. Congratulations, Isaac. You made it. I am so excited for what the future holds for you. The possibilities are endless.
It is my pleasure to introduce to you Miss Jennifer Brown. I have had the amazing opportunity to work with Jennifer throughout the past few years at Lincoln High School. Unfortunately, this year with the changes, I did not get a chance to see her as often as I would like to, but I did keep some tabs on her, and I wasn't surprised to hear how well she was balancing her school load and being a new mom. Jennifer has always been conscious of her academics and willing to push herself and take responsibility to get done what needs to be done. In a recent conversation with Jennifer, she expressed to me that she would like to pursue a degree in business management, so we have had a conversation about her taking the first step in applying to Walla Walla Community College. She also expressed that she would like to find a part-time job to help support her family further. I cannot express to you, Jennifer, how proud I am of you, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck in the future.
I'd like to thank Christy for getting me through most of it, and this little girl for helping inspire me to get through it, and my friends and family who have also been there.
Hi, I'm David Spurlock, custodian at Lincoln High School. I get to introduce Brian Garcia, which is he's an amazing young man, and it's a privilege that's normally only given to teachers. So I am super stoked. Glad to see this young man graduate, and I'm excited to see what he does in his future.
I'd like to thank all of the Lincoln staff and Colonel Bioloser up at Wahai for helping me get through my high school years.
It is an honor for me to introduce you all to Yasmine Talon. When I first met Yasmine, she had this tough outer shell. But as I got to know Yasmine, poof, she broke free of that shell and this huge, larger-than-life personality emerged. She is a caring, understanding, empathetic, with just a little bit of sass. In the future, after graduation, Yasmine plans on opening up her own daycare. During senior presentation week, we did a lot of research as to what it would take and what that would look like. Yasmine did volunteer in our on-site daycare, and I know that this would be a great future for Yasmine, as just looking at the expressions on her face when she talked about the stories of the children in the daycare. Yasmine, I wish you nothing but the best, and congratulations.
I'd like to thank Marcy Knopft for being here for me, for having my back, for pushing me when things were hard and I got in trouble a lot. She kept going, she was there for me, and I really appreciate that. I also thank Christy for being there for me, helping me with my homework, and when I had bad days, she was there to always put a smile on my face, and I just want to say thank you.
It's my pleasure to introduce Caleb McDougall. I don't think Caleb sat down in a chair his entire freshman year. As they say when they're young, he was a busy guy. Random gadgets in his pockets, winding string all over my classroom, some other life choices we shan't talk about. Many of those moments when you breathe in slowly as a teacher and count to 10, which is why it is epically cool to be up here 4 years later to brag on what a good human being Caleb is. He's a thinker. He often plays devil's advocate to create depth in a conversation. He grows tomatoes. He's taken a deep dive into the world of tropical fish. He preps for the apocalypse. Who's laughing now, Caleb? He's considering the CC as a next step, which I'm confident he can excel in. Caleb's bequeathed his corn snake to me, has been a fantastic hiking partner, and a valuable member of the Lincoln family. May you leave an impact just as unique on the world wherever you choose to go, Caleb. You got this.
I would like to thank everybody at Lincoln and all my family and friends for helping me get through this process.
On this beautiful evening, it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Ian Garcia. Ian Garcia has a future in computers. Always at home with a Chromebook in his hand, tucked into a desk somewhere, discovering the wonders of the internet. He plays a mean game of Magic, and Ian's brain works in awesome and mysterious ways. I'm going to miss having the brothers at school with the brotherly love and the brotherly hate. There will definitely be something missing around here next year. Something interesting about Ian that was unique is the struggle that he had with school, I believe, was oftentimes that it was just too easy. If it was busy work, that's not Ian's jam. If you could fire something at him that was difficult and challenging to figure out, he was at home figuring that out. And I believe that that desire for a challenge, that comfortableness with technology is going to lead him beautifully down for his future. And congratulations, Ian, on the class of 2020.
I would like to say thank you to Grady from Wahai for helping me with my science class and helping me push through Wahai and getting my science done. You were the best teacher that I've ever had, and I enjoyed the way you teach. Thank you.
It is my pleasure to introduce JJ Dunlevy. When I texted JJ the other day and I told him that I was introducing him at graduation, his response was, "Oh, I guess I better do some schoolwork," which sounds kind of funny, but really isn't because he's been sick on and off a lot this school year. JJ transferred to Lincoln last year and I had him in art class. He was pretty quiet and did his work and was always respectful. When JJ walks past my windows during school, he's always sure to wave, and which is nice because old people really like it when young people will acknowledge them and wave. JJ played on the Lincoln basketball team this year, which is always a learning experience, but it was very cool that he did that. I had JJ in my career choices class where I learned that he's interested in a job where he can be outside and work with his hands. I know JJ will be successful because he cares about people and he's a hard worker. I just wanted to say good luck, JJ, and we'll miss you.
I would like to thank staff members, my family and friends who were supporting me, and everyone else who supported me.
I would like to introduce Joe Zarate. I met Joe last year in my financial math class. A couple of years ago, his sister told me that he was super smart, and I could see that in his classes with me. Joe has a pretty full plate, and sometimes he would miss a lot of school, but he always got caught up and passed his classes because he's wicked smart. Joe is funny, and he would tee off on the other boys in the math class. We had some hysterical, but sometimes annoying days when I could tell that we weren't going to progress academically no matter how hard I tried or how I came at it. This group of senior boys are fairly familiar with each other, and sometimes that is a huge disadvantage for me. But I hope they will look back on their junior math class as fondly as I do. Even through the crazy, Joe was always respectful. I really can't say that enough. I always knew that Joe would tell me the truth, and he had my back, and to me that says a lot. I'm super sad that I don't get to send him off with a congratulatory hug, but sometime I hope to be able to. I love Joe like he's my own, and I'm really going to miss him. Congratulations, Joe.
I'd like to thank Jane and Shelley for being kind.
I have the honor of introducing Dakota Galloway. Sometimes the four walls of a classroom are so confining, it takes daily perseverance to make it through. Part of Dakota's personal credo is push through the bad to get to the good. Nope, school was not his thing, but we had so many conversations about the fact that he was so ready to move on to the next phase in life and be out there in the world working, using his hands, getting at that physical aspect of a good day's work. Dakota believes in escaping from the city and the crush of people all around. He also can tell you to think really long and hard about whether to take on an iguana as a pet. Too many times to count, I got the text that he would be slightly late to class due to an issue with the lizards. I have so much love for this guy because despite his curmudgeon-y shell, he has so much love to share and a deeply good heart. Dakota, I'm probably going to text you to help me build or fix something, and I'm also really dang proud of you.
It is my pleasure this evening to introduce Mr. Jace Larson. This guy needs to be out moving and doing. When I met Jace, the very first story he told me was about hiking in the Blue Mountains with his buddies. Speaking of stories, Jace is not short of stories. If you want a story, Jace will always have a story for you. Jace loves to learn. Jace loves to do stuff. Being trapped in a classroom at a desk is not the way that Jace learns best. Jace learns best with his hands, tackling a project, tackling a struggle that he can get in and get after and get it done. And Jace, congratulations. You have finally reached that point in life where you're able to go and do and be all the things that you want to be. Congratulations, Jace.
I'd like to say thank you to all of the Lincoln staff for helping me out through my whole high school career.
It's my pleasure to introduce Louise Quezada. Louise is a quiet and thoughtful young man. Often in class, the words from his fingertips spoke quite louder than his voice, a benefit of our digital world. Louise is sensitive and kind. He thinks things through and contemplates the world through observation. His personal credo includes take time for yourself, take care of your family, and take opportunities when they show themselves. In front of Louise is the next phase in life, an endless array of opportunities for him to choose from. I wish him the best of luck in life and to remind him of his own words. Don't just settle for anything, go for your dreams.
I'd like to start off by thanking all the teachers and staff at Lincoln. I came to the school with open arms and they treated me like family from the beginning, and I'll always be grateful for them. They're a good reason why I kept pushing myself to graduate. Otherwise, I don't know where I would have been. I'd also like to thank my sisters, my older sisters, who are practically like my other moms. Always helped me through anything, and they've also helped me push myself in order to complete this.
I am honored to present Daedra Yarber for graduation. I first met Daedra at Blue Ridge when she came to live with her aunt and uncle in Walla Walla, and I am so grateful that our paths crossed again at Lincoln. Daedra is smart and spunky and has a fun, silly side to her. She has a great sense of humor and is so quick to laugh. She has remarkable insight, is very empathetic toward others, and has a fierce loyalty to her family. Daedra has the amazing ability to roll with the punches. She rarely complained about her classes or schoolwork and always jumped in to get things done with perseverance through things that were hard. Daedra's a good friend and has a helping nature, and I anticipate wonderful things ahead for her. Daedra is the last of her siblings to graduate from Lincoln, and they will be missed. The Yarber kids and their Aunt Shannon will always hold a special spot in my heart. Congratulations, Daedra.
I'm dedicating this to my dad, my best friend Howard Barnett. I chose you because you're kind, loving, caring, and can get a little grouchy. But you guided me in the right direction, and I don't know where I would be without you by my side. Thank you for everything, most of all, being the best dad. Love your daughter, Daedra.
I have the joy of introducing Kenzie Alexander. Tenacity, an epic inner fire. Kenzie is one of my personal heroes because she has been dealt a bucket of good excuses and reasons not to care or try. In fact, if I flash back to 4 years ago, she slept through class and gave a death glare to anyone who dared bug her to invest in her work. And now, flash forward, this young woman has got it together. She works long hours and supports herself, rents her own place, manages groceries and bills and getting to school, and she's figured out how to be a grown-up way before many actual grown-ups I know. Can she be a little spicy? Yep, you better believe it, because she's been looking out for herself for a long time. Does she also have a selfless heart of gold? You'd better believe that too. Always helping out siblings, nieces, giving rides to friends, bringing sleepy teachers coffee. I have so much respect and so much love for Kenzie, and so much confidence in her success, as she's already proven she's capable of so much.
I'd like to give a special thanks to all Lincoln staff for helping me get through this 4-year journey that has felt like forever. But I know it's been pretty rough, but we've all made the best of it. And special thanks to Jeannie and Jane for always being like a counselor to me and understanding all the problems and not being so judgmental like a lot of people in the other worlds, and helping me when I really need to be helped. That really helped me get through this a lot. Thank you.
It is an honor and a privilege to introduce Jack Goucher. Jack Goucher in class. You're walking around, you're checking out students doing work, and here's Jack down. He's got his head down, he's writing away, writing. And then I start to hear like voices. They're not coming from my head. He's actually whisper rapping while he's doing his work. Jack is an interesting guy. He gets his emotions out. He expresses himself through his poetry and his writing. Jack has done a great job in English, kind of going with an alternative approach, which is perfect for the school. But by the end of the year, by the end of the day, he got the work done. We at Lincoln are very proud of Jack Goucher, and we want to wish him the best of luck.
I'd like to thank everybody at Lincoln High School that helped me get to the point of graduation. Really excited, and I appreciate everything.
It is my honor and privilege to introduce Joseph Ruckert. If high school was a maze or an academic labyrinth, Joseph navigated it, but he didn't do it alone. He did it with the help of a bunch of teachers. And I know there's a big shout out to Brandy McIntyre for really helping him through it, and he's very appreciative for her help. Another thing about Joseph is he's very caring and has a ton of love for his friends and family, and he'll do about anything for them. The thing I like about Joseph Ruckert is his passion for music and noise. He is a madman on the drums. He's always creating, always producing something. I love listening to Joseph's music. Joseph would like to get into the business, maybe music, maybe food, but for right now he's working, maybe going to CC. Time will tell. We at Lincoln are very proud of Joseph Ruckert, and we want to wish him the best of luck.
I'd like to say thank you to all the staff and administration at Lincoln for helping me get through high school, and to my family and friends for being there for me.
On this beautiful evening, it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. James Butler. Mr. Butler is a thinker, equally capable of trolling conservatives and liberals alike, and testing these skills on a regular basis in class. James's path to get here was not straightforward. He's been here a couple of times. He's had to move around. The struggle for him has at times been real, and he's always persevered. I've always appreciated having James in class for his wit, his conversation, his ability to view the world at an angle that might be different than what everyone else sees, but is one that has been well thought out. I'm going to miss you in class, James, and congratulations. I hope life finds you well.
Thank you to my mom, my sister, my grandma, and all my family members, and all of the staff at Lincoln for helping to push me and motivate me to get to where I'm at today, and for continuing to help me better myself in my life.
It's my pleasure this evening to introduce Melody Griffin. Melody would sit right in front of my desk, and one of the joys that I'd have is trying to make her laugh, and her job was to try not to. Frequently she would win, sometimes I'd slip one through though. The path was not easy. She was here, they moved, she came back, thankfully, and I'm excited to see that this evening she is here on the screen with us, celebrating the fact that she has achieved this accomplishment with the class of 2020. Congratulations, Melody Griffin.
I'd like to thank my mom and dad for being there for me through most of my schooling and helping me out when they can, and my sister because she's helped me with a lot too, and just all my family really because they've been there for me, and my friends, they helped a lot, and I don't know who else.
I would like to introduce Asada E Gomez. What to say about Asada E? Well, she's really cool. That really just about sums it all up. Although I have to work really hard to convince Zarate that she's really that cool because she's also very humble. When Zarate transferred to Lincoln, I first noticed that she was very quiet and she would often show up on Mondays with a different hair color. She eventually began opening up and I realized that she had a beautiful smile. Zarate is beautiful inside and out. She has an old soul and is mature beyond her years. Everybody likes Zarate. She is sweet and considerate, quiet, funny, and quirky. Zarate is thoughtful. She'll message me just to say hi, which I love. She is also super creative, and as our art teacher, I can tell you that she is a great painter and has a unique sense of color and composition, which probably explains the changing hair colors and new haircuts. After high school, Zarate will probably attend Walla Walla Community College. I know that Zarate will be successful because she is creative, smart, and hardworking. I love you lots, Zarate, and I'll be missing you, so keep on keeping in touch.
It is an honor and privilege to introduce Lee Katzel. When I think of Lee, I think of the word sometimes. Lee sometimes comes to class, and sometimes he'll do the work for you. There's a couple of things, though, that he always comes through with. He's a very caring individual, so you'll always get an honest response. You will always get a straight-up answer from Lee. I can't say how much I love that kid. We at Lincoln are very proud that he's managed to pull this out and graduate on time. He's had to dig deep. He's pushed through some tough times, but we are supportive and we are very proud of Lee Katzel, and we want to wish him the very best.
Okay, I would really like to thank Patrick Kofler, my English teacher, and also Jane, my math teacher, because they helped me out a lot.
It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Carter Cook. Carter was my only freshman during my first year teaching here at Lincoln. He was in my Algebra 2 class, which consisted of mostly juniors and seniors. The next year as a sophomore, he took my pre-calculus class. It was pretty obvious from day one that he was destined for great things. Although I never had Carter in class after that, he always came back to see me and check in on me in my classroom, kind of see how I was doing. These check-ins allowed me to not only catch up on all the captivating things going on in the life of Carter, but I also got to see just how much this young man matured each year. No matter where this life takes him, I have no doubt that Carter will find success, and most importantly, happiness. Congratulations to Mr. Carter Cook.
All right. I love Lincoln, and I want to thank everybody here for helping me get through high school. I especially want to thank my family, my parents, my grandparents, other distant family members, the teachers. The teachers here are great. Would also like to thank my favorite band, Alice in Chains. They're my favorite band. And Jim. And that's all.
Good evening. It's my privilege to introduce Miss Sasha Richardson as a graduate of the class 2020. I've known Sasha for about 4 years now, and she came to us as quite this timid young student and has grown into be just a lovely young adult. Sasha and I have shared many stories about thrift store shopping. She is quite the fashionista under a budget. Also, Miss Sasha adores cats and kittens and animals of all sorts, but mostly cats and kittens and food. Also would like to share with you that her goals are to live independently and hopefully go to Walla Walla Community College in the future.
I would like to thank Ms. Neer for making this possible, for believing in me, and for always being there for me. She was one of the people who stuck up for me, and not to mention she was always there for me when I needed a shoulder to cry on. I would also like to thank Terry. He may sometimes be interesting and stubborn, but he's also a good teacher, not to mention a good friend. The tide is high.
It is my pleasure this evening to introduce Mrs. Robin Eifert. Robin didn't always love the process of school, but she always persevered and kept on. She was not the kid that would shove herself into your social space. She would not wreck the class in her talkativeness, But once you got to know her, what you discovered was somebody with an amazing heart that cared immensely for the people around her and the people that she loved. Although it was not sometimes easy, Robin didn't give in. She persevered, and it is my pleasure today to say congratulations, Robin. You've achieved your high school diploma. I look forward to seeing what you do in life.
I'm honored to present Kara Emick for graduation. I've known Kara since her early elementary years, and I'm so glad that our paths crossed again at Lincoln High School. I had the privilege of working with her in a variety of contexts and subjects during her high school years. I always looked forward to our conversations because she is such a deep thinker and has such an interesting perspective on things. She researches, reads, chews on, ponders, analyzes, and processes things at such a deep level. She has a stubborn streak a mile long, but she's also a faithful friend, a great listener, and a fierce defender of justice, and oddly enough has a strange fascination with serial killers. While at Lincoln, Kara stepped well out of her comfort zone and participated in a few of the plays and musicals the drama class performed. My hope for Kara is that she'll step out of her comfort zone as a young adult and dream bigger than she sometimes allows herself to do. The sky's the limit, Kara. Don't hold back.
So I want to thank my family and friends and all the Lincoln staff who had to put up with me for the last 4 years.
It is my honor and privilege to introduce Andrew Stevens. Andrew Stevens has been with us just this year. He started off strong. There were a couple dips and dives, bumps along the way, but he's pushed through. He's done it with the support of his mom. He's connected with many of the staff here at Lincoln. He enjoyed playing basketball one-on-one with Spencer Hessler in PE. Loves talking sports. He'll talk your ear off. Sometimes he'll get in an occasional Transformers conversation as well. Andrew Stevens was a great help on the bench during our basketball season. He was our statisticist. I really enjoyed his backup and keeping track of the fouls, three-pointers, and whatnot. Andrew Stevens is going to graduate this year, and we at Lincoln are very proud and want to wish him the best of luck.
I'd like to thank Ruben for helping me get to class on time and being there to support me.
I would like to present Savani, Ronnie Sublet, for graduation. When I first met Savani as a freshman at Lincoln, I thought that I was never going to get her to this stage in 4 years. She used a lot of defense mechanisms to avoid work and accountability, and as a result, she fell a bit behind in her first 2 years. But Savani is bright and capable. She pulled it together and showed us all. She enrolled in the audio and video production program at CTEC her junior year, and there she found her niche and her purpose, and by the end of her junior year, she was on course to graduate with her cohort peers. Savani has an excellent artistic eye, which is most evident in her writing, her photography and graphics work, and her makeup. She may also be one of the most empathetic students I've met. She's the first one to offer an attentive ear and an open heart to support her peers. Savani, you've let down your defenses, learned to trust and thrive when you did so. Take those lessons forward. I can't wait to see where life takes you. Congratulations.
I would like to thank my mom and my dad and my brothers. I would also like to thank my Uncle Michael, my Aunt Denise, my Aunt Vaughn, and my awesome friends Morgan and Dustin.
It is my honor and privilege to introduce Desmond Swenson Leaks. If school academics was anything like basketball, and I wish there was this crossover award, Des would get the most improved. Des' freshman year sat back in the pocket, didn't engage, kind of just checked out, just floating along. Well, time goes by, Des moves away, he has new experiences, he meets new people, he starts to reflect and to ask himself, what does he want? He comes back senior year to Lincoln and he's ready to apply himself. Des signs up for a full schedule of classes. He goes for the after-school programs like pool club. He signs up for basketball. In fact, in basketball, he was our most improved and most committed player. Desmond has done an outstanding job. Now, here's the thing. He's a big guy, a big friendly guy. Des would like to go into criminal justice, possibly be a bail bonds officer. We at Lincoln are very proud of Desmond, and we want to wish him the best of luck.
I would like to say thank you for Patrick Kofler for everything he's done for me and keeping me motivated throughout the school year and teaching me how to literate and play basketball. I would also like to thank Jeremy Gradwell for pool. He taught me how to play pool for about 2 years, and I learned some pretty good stuff from him. I would also like to thank my girlfriend Jennifer Davis, because without her I would not have been here today because I was struggling for the last couple months of school.
The day has finally come for Cody Meyer. At times, I don't think he thought he would have ever made it to this day. I knew he would, for he is stubborn like that, and he likes to see jobs finished. His path through school has been up and down, with him missing school a day here and a day there, and a day here and a day there. But when he made it back, he always went ahead and completed the work, stuck around after school, did what he needed to do to make up the time he missed. He was always willing to lend a helping hand regardless of the task, and he is not afraid of putting the effort into his work. As Cody ventures forth now that his high school days are over, he has told me multiple times that he wants to be a welder, not just a welder, but an underwater welder. I know this is true, that if Cody Meyer decides that he wants to do something, he's going to do it because he is stubborn like that. I am proud to be the first to say congratulations to you, Cody Meyer, for graduating high school.
I have the honor tonight of introducing you to Hayden Costa. Hayden has attended Lincoln since his freshman year. It's been an adventure watching him grow and mature over the course of that time. He has a great heart and a bold spirit. I had the privilege when he became a sandwich artist not too long ago of having the first sandwich that he made. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not been smooth sailing for all of those 4 years. There were some bumps and bruises quite literally along the way, and maybe a discipline referral or two. A few of the gray hairs you currently see adorning my head are likely compliments of Hayden. Those times did afford us some great opportunities for conversation though. Looking ahead, Hayden has plans to earn a degree in fire science and possibly also becoming an emergency medical technician. He is currently enjoying the extra time that he has working on his car. Hayden, congratulations. I'm proud of you.
I want to thank myself, my mom, my family members, and Lincoln and its staff members for being really awesome and supportive.
It is an honor and a privilege to introduce Nathan Grant. Nathan Grant's been here for 1 year, but I can bet you there's probably not a single teacher that wouldn't want them in class. Nathan Grant is the guy you need in class. He's positive, he gets work done on time, he can reel in people that aren't on task. He's super fun to be around. In fact, I had him in homeroom, pottery, and English. I love that kid. I do know that he's into rap. He loves playing pool on his phone. He also likes cooking. He's thinking about doing the culinary arts program at Walla Walla Community College. So he's been working hard this year, signing up for scholarships, his financial aid, just on top of the game. We at Lincoln want to wish Nathan Grant the best of luck.
I'd like to thank my mom because she drives me to school every day, and Patrick Kofer for the granola bars.
To introduce our next student is bittersweet. I'm happy that his time at Lincoln is over and that he can move on to the next stages of his life. However, I am saddened that I will not have the enjoyment of working with one of the nicest and kindest students that I've ever worked with. I will miss our conversations about games that he's been playing, the same games that easily distract him from the classwork he is supposed to be doing. I will miss our lunchtime magic games where he'll pull out a deck and beat me consistently, the dreaded deck that I could hardly ever beat. I will miss the excitement each week as he shares the new cards he's picked up for his collection and the conquests that he has made via online playing Magic. I know when Cameron decides what his next steps that he's going to do, he's going to do it the same with the same kindness in the heart that he has shown in his time at Lincoln. However much I will miss having him in class, it is a great honor to introduce our newest graduate from Lincoln, Cameron Earnest.
Though I've had many students who love music as I do, it's extra special when a student truly shares your passion for what you teach. From day one, Martin Gonzalez has shown nothing but dedication and enthusiasm in my class. It's been one of my greatest joys at Lincoln to be able to share in so many discussions with him about music and about life over the years. Martin is a fiercely loyal friend, a stellar student and worker, and a person who understands commitment and strives for excellence in all he does. Martin, you will thrive in whatever you do.
I would like to thank just Lincoln, the whole school, for helping me through everything that I've been through. This school has been such an amazing place to go to, and everybody that's in it they're just all amazing people that work here. And I'm so thankful for everybody that I had the chance to meet.
It is my honor and privilege to introduce Ryan Lohr. Ryan and I met Ryan probably 2 years ago. He'd hang out at lunch, we'd play some music, eat lunch, talk, chat about music. Ryan Lohr is an exceptional guitar player. He's a drummer. He's a very creative individual. But like many of us, sometimes that voice inside of his head keeps him from taking care of business. Anyway, he's battling that voice and always working to overcome. Ryan Lohr has pulled it out and graduating on time. We're very proud of him. Right now he's working and he wants to continue working, making money until he can get out of Walla Walla, play some music, and get on with his life. We at Lincoln are very proud of Ryan Lohr and we want to wish him the best of luck.
I'd like to thank Lincoln, everyone in Lincoln. No one in specific, because everyone helped me very equally and has helped me through a lot of stuff through the years. And I'm glad that I'm graduating at the very least. So yeah, there's that.
I'm super excited to announce Jackson Clark for graduation. Jackson is a huge personality at Lincoln. He is going to be so missed. He started here his sophomore year. He was in a couple theater productions. He did the Addams Family, Mutually Assured Destruction. Would have been in the play this year, can't have it. My favorite thing about Jackson is when I got to shave his head during an all-school assembly. He was playing the role of Fester, and he wanted to really be bald, so we really shaved his head. He's part of C-Tech. He was the Charter Spectrum Student of the Month, and he wants to go to CC for computer engineering. We're going to miss you, bud.
I'd like to thank every single teacher in this school. You guys have made a humongous impact in my life. Coming from, California, the teachers there weren't exactly connective. I came up here and you guys were all great. And of course, I'd like to thank all of my friends in this school. As interesting as you all are, you guys will forever be somewhere in my heart. And to everybody who complimented my car Bertha, great day.
It is my honor and privilege to introduce Vic Diaz. I've known Vic Diaz for a little while. I'll tell you this, Vic is a critical thinker and very quick-witted. Don't ever get into an argument with Vic. Vic will take you to the mat and back. Vic also excels at reading and writing, but what Vic's really passionate about is art. Vic makes art for himself, makes art for Jane, done pottery. Vic's had pieces all around town, locally and at our Lincoln shows. Vic is an interesting dude. The thing about Vic is Vic a lot of times is working on his own, doing his own thing on his own pace, at his own time. But Vic is actually a people person. He has a great deal of care and love for the community and making the world a better place. I have to say, next year Vic is either going to be in Bellingham, maybe Evergreen College. Who knows, Vic may end up in Egypt. We at Lincoln just want to wish Vic Diaz the best of luck.
Jazzy Ruston, I'm pleased to announce her for graduation this year. Jazzy has been at home with her 5-year-old son. She's worked super, super hard to graduate. She's overcome a lot of obstacles, but that girl is a fighter and she's gonna make it. She's planning on going to CC for cosmetology, and we're super proud of her.
I'd like to say thank you to the Lincoln family themselves for pushing me so hard and getting me back on track. And I'd like to say thank you to my family for always supporting me through anything and everything. And my son for making me who I am today.
When I think of Des, I think of someone who is incredibly brave. This girl packed up and traveled to Australia in the middle of her high school career and came back. She is determined. She was very motivated when she came to see me to do whatever it took to complete her high school diploma. And she's done that. She's knocked it out of the park. She's passed her tests. She's completed everything necessary. She's creative. She's artistic. And she's funny. And she's super smart. She smiles a lot. And she's just overall a wonderful person. Congratulations, Des. I wish you the best.
I just want to say thank you to my son Caleb for pushing me and showing me that I can finally graduate high school. Even though I took a year off, I came back and I got it done, and it was all because of him.
I am so excited to introduce Kylie Robert for graduation this year. Kylie has been a part of theater for all 4 years. She's appeared in Little Shop of Horrors, The Addams Family, Mutually Assured Destruction, and she would have been in Freaky Friday this year, but unfortunately we had to cancel it. Kylie's been that person that's kind of been the glue that's held our drama group together. She's the one that makes sure that everybody's okay. She's a great friend to everyone. I'm super proud of her because she got the Rotary Scholarship for $1,000 this year, and she wants to go into some kind of animal training in the future and go to CC. Super proud of you, Kylie. I'm gonna miss you.
I want to thank my friends and family and staff at Lincoln for helping me through school and graduation and my mental health, because that's been a struggle. Yeah.
I am so honored to present to you Alex Phillips. Alex came to Lincoln as a freshman. Alex is such a kind-hearted, good-natured, brilliant young man. His teachers used to marvel about his brilliance and how quickly he could get work done. His positive attitude and good nature were always great to have around. During his senior year, Alex went to Timberlake Lodge Job Corps and received several certificates in construction. Alex does plan on using those when he moves to a bigger city after he graduates and finds a job in construction, in the construction field. Alex, we are so very proud of you, and we know that the sky's the limit.
It's my pleasure to announce Maya Lambert. Maya came to us her senior year while she was also attending Running Start full-time. Maya works full-time and goes to Running Start. She has a bright future ahead of her. She's a very passionate young lady. Congratulations, Maya.
I want to say thank you to my grandma. She raised me most of my life. I did end up moving out, but we still have a good connection. And I also want to say thank you to my fiance. He brought me here. He's been there for me for 2 years, and he helped me want to continue with school. So.
I am so honored to present to you Geoffrey Dunbar. Geoffrey is such a fun, funny, kind-hearted, and creative young man. He came to Lincoln the end of his freshman year and wasn't so sure that he wanted to do school. But by his sophomore year, at some point, he had really connected with Lincoln, and we became a part of his family. It was just so fun to watch Geoffrey gain confidence and feel like he could move forward with school. Geoffrey continued coming to school when he could. Life's challenges did get in the way. By his junior year, Geoffrey got a job as a barista at Safeway and was working full-time, where he earned enough money to get his own apartment and get out on his own. And that seemed to really move Geoffrey forward. Geoffrey is just a really good example of moving forward and not giving up on your goals and dreams, and just knowing that it's never too late. It's never too late to do that. Geoffrey, we're so proud of you that you've stuck with it, and you're graduating from high school, and the road wasn't easy for you, but you did it, and we're very proud of you. We'll always be your biggest cheerleaders, and we will miss you and wish you the best.
Would like to thank my grandma for always supporting me through high school and helping me when I needed it. She was like my biggest support system that I had through high school, and so if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be able to do this today. So I just wanted to give a thanks to her. Thanks to Lincoln staff, Shelly, Marcy, Ruth, Terry, Stephanie, all my teachers that I had when I was here. You guys always supported me and pushed me to do my best, even when I didn't want to show up to school. I just want to say thank you to you guys. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even be here today. So that's what I want to say.
I am so privileged to be able to announce Natalie Ibanez. Natalie is an extremely hard worker. For as long as I've known her, she's worked full-time and gone to school full-time. She even finished her credits halfway through her senior year. Natalie also worked on the yearbook for a couple years and did a really great job. She's really a funny girl. Her laugh is absolutely contagious, and her personality is going to be sorely missed at Lincoln. Congratulations, Natalie.
I would like to thank my mom, my dad, my older sister, and then I would also like to thank Lincoln High School, Shelly for always supporting me and helping me with everything I do, and Marcy for putting up with me. It's a very great school, and I learned a lot from them.
I am so honored to present to you Jocelyn Sanderson. Jocelyn is such a sweet, fiery, fearless, and courageous young woman. She's a perfect example of what true grit means. She has literally taken her life's challenges and turned them into strength. Jocelyn came to Lincoln her freshman year. She spent her first 2 years kind of struggling a little bit here at Lincoln, but by her junior year, she had a whole new mindset and started to really work hard to make up all the credits so that she could graduate on time. Her goal is to really go far in life, and she is proving that. She's holding down a full-time job and working to finish up her senior year. Jocelyn is signed up for the cosmetology program at Walla Walla Community College and plans on working in cosmetology with a makeup artistry on the side, and she wants to take that to a bigger city somewhere so she can have a high-end salon, work at a high-end salon. Jocelyn, we're so proud of you and all of your accomplishments, and we wish you all the best with your future. We'll miss you.
Okay, I like to thank Shelly for helping me through high school. She's really been there for me.
It's my honor to introduce Anthony Mcpherson. Anthony transferred to Lincoln during his sophomore year and was placed into both my PE classes and my homeroom classes. I've actually never had a student take as many PE classes as Anthony, which gave me the opportunity to really get to know him and build that relationship with him. Things I appreciate about you, Anthony, are, one, your work ethic. Whether it's PE or health, you always showed up and worked your best. You're respectful. You've always been respectful towards me and all the classmates, and I could always count on you, no matter what we're doing that day, just to show up and get the work done and without complaining, which I appreciate. In closing, I know you're going to do great things. You have a lot of different skills that can translate to whatever field you decide to go in, and I'm going to miss you here at Lincoln, but I wish you nothing but the best, and I'm very proud of you.
I definitely thank my parents for keeping a roof over my head and supporting me through everything I do.
It's my pleasure to introduce Frankie Faruska. Last year at Lincoln, we got a triple infusion of Faruska. Sometimes spicy, often sweet. Frankie took on the task of changing up his previous attendance habits and catching up on credits. With a lot of hard work, a lot of questions, and making connections with teachers, he did it. I have a file on my computer entitled Favorite Things, Frankie says, because, well, he brings a lot of great unique one-liners to class. 2 of my favorites: I'm a vegan. Wait, what's a vegan? And when you curl your hair, it makes it look smaller. Frankie managed to balance school and his job, as well as being a good big brother these last 2 years. He has a big heart. No matter which way a day has gone, Frankie will always say goodbye and tell you to have a good day. Now I get one final chance to say goodbye, Frankie, and have many, many good days ahead of you.
So I'd like to thank all my family and couple staff here. I don't want to say them, they should know. And that's about it.
It's my honor to introduce Harley Remillard. Harley came to Lincoln halfway through her high school career, and I really felt she was a great addition to Lincoln High School, and I really felt this was a school where she thrived as a student. Things I've always admired about Harley are, she's always been very polite and kind to me and to all of her classmates. She's a very diligent worker, and even on game days where I know she didn't particularly like playing like Ultimate Frisbee, she always showed up, did her best, had a smile on her face, which always made me very happy at the end of the day. Harley, I'm very excited for your future. I think you have nothing but great things ahead of you, and I'm excited to see where it takes you. I'll miss you here at Lincoln, but I wish you nothing but the best.
I'd like to thank everyone for helping me through my school years to get me here today.
I have the pleasure of introducing Ian Moffat. I won't tell you that Ian keeps dead birds in jars because that might make him sound creepy. And I won't tell you about how excited he was to finally own an early war era gas mask because that might make it sound like he has an affinity for chemical warfare. Or there's that thing on his never mind. The beautiful and amazing things I can tell you about Ian are too long to list. A few standouts. He's a prolific creative writer, can turn a poem about winter into a heartbreaking, soul-crushing ballad. Ian stands up for what he believes in and what he believes is honest and right. He's seen a lot of the opposite and holds a moral compass stronger than most. His care and love with animals and children is true and sincere. Humble, loyal, hardworking, motivated, goal-oriented, all of these great traits Ian embodies. He finished up school a semester early because he set his mind on it. He will find success in his future because he goes after it. Expect great things from this one.
It's my privilege to introduce Josh Harris. Josh came to Lincoln his freshman year as a student who was very shy and who hated PE. So it's been really fun for me to get to see his growth from then freshman year until now, standing here tonight graduating. Over the last 4 years, you've become such a more confident person in your everyday life, and you've developed social skills that will continue to carry you in your next chapter of your life. One quarter, me and Josh had our own PE class kind of where we'd get to, at the end of the day, hang out and go for walks, and I really got to know him during these walks. And I know after high school and college, he wanted to create a video game. So if you still go on that route and create a video game, Josh, you know where to find me as your first customer and to try that thing out for you. I'll miss you. I hope you have a great life. Nothing but the best for you here on out. Proud of you, bud. Josh Harris.
I would like to thank Christy, Mrs. Neer, and Hessler for 3 great years at Lincoln.
It's my pleasure to introduce Kenyon Adams. Kenyon's personal credo from junior year had many short but important values. Do your work. Don't be a flake. Take a walk when you need to. And smell good. If we all followed those 4, we'd be doing okay. It has been joyful and humbling to witness Kenyon's journey from a bit goofy and discombobulated to focused and more goal-oriented. Holding a job, getting his own place to live, and mostly checking that schoolwork off of the list. Kenyon enjoys a good adventure and is fun to have conversations about life with. Life has a way of shoving us forward and then reeling us back a few steps in an inconsistent and ruthless manner. Kenyon is resilient, knows how to make it through these ups and downs and keep going, as I'm positive he will do as he heads down the next road in life. Good luck, sir. You've got this.
I'd like to thank Jane for just making me go to school and making me complete the work instead of just sitting there doing nothing. And my parents for making me do the work because I wouldn't want to, but they make me. And Jeannie for showing me I did a hiking class with her, so I saw the outdoors, and Marcy for putting up with a lot of crap that I did.
I am honored to present Mr. Johnny Dodson. Johnny's easygoing attitude and cool sense of humor made him the student we all wanted to have in our classroom. Johnny, I have great memories of our German class together, and I think I'll always remember you by the German name you chose for yourself, Gunther. Those were good times. Johnny, you're a loyal friend and brother and an all-around good guy. I don't know what your future plans are, but I wish you the best, and I hope you'll come back to visit us because you will be missed. Congratulations and good luck, Johnny.
I like to thank my mom, I guess, for always being like determined for like make sure I have like an education, I guess. She stayed persistent at keeping me in school and on a good track. And I guess I'll thank my teachers. They're always pretty cool here. And thank myself for staying in school. And now I'm done.
Edward Wright, one of the most consistently pleasant students that I've ever been around. He always seemed to be smiling, never disrespectful to anyone that I ever heard. He was always honest with me. I asked him about an assignment one time and he just said, "Nah, I'm not going to do that." He could be goofy. I sent him to the store to get me a Hershey's with almonds one time and he came back with chicken strips. Not sure what that was about. Edward is a hands-on type of guy. School wasn't really his thing, but I gotta say, you stuck it out, Edward, and you finished the course. And thank God for Tylisha. I hope she keeps nudging you to great things. Congratulations on a great accomplishment.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my dad for encouraging me to keep trying. My girlfriend for coming into my life and keeping me positive. And then my mom for always supporting me throughout everything.
I am honored to present Mr. Rodney Minkel. Lincoln was lucky enough to get Rodney for his senior year, and I was especially lucky because history was the class that Rodney needed most. Rodney, you were great to have in class, and I love that you could always be counted on to share your opinions, to ask insightful questions, and to simply lead by example. I will forever remember you for your curly hair and big smile that never failed to brighten my day. You will be missed by me and everyone here at Lincoln. Go out and do good things, Rodney, and don't forget to come back and visit.
I'd like to thank my mom because she's been such a great help and example for me. And I'd like to thank my stepdad for always being there and like supporting us even though he did not have to. I'd like to thank my dad for supporting me in whatever I choose to go through with. And I'd like to thank a teacher from Wall High that has helped me through a lot and helped me progress through my high school years.
It's my pleasure to introduce Isaac Garcia. Isaac, before I get going here, they tell me that I'm not allowed to cuss, so us being both strong First Amendment people, we're going to have to forgive them for that. I want to say that I remember when I first met you in the very first class that we had, you came up to me right away and you asked me, what do I have to do to get an A? And it always caught my attention. Probably my pat answer was to work hard and do all your work, but I remembered you from that. It meant something. And I always appreciated your comments. They were always meaningful, insightful contributions. And sometimes I wondered when you had your head down sleeping if you were getting anything, and then you'd come in and talk to me one-on-one, and we had some really interesting discussions. And that's when I realized what a very deep, sensitive thinker that you are. In fact, sometimes I had a hard time following you down the hole that you were talking about. But I always appreciated it, and I hope that you always go on as a learner, and I wish you all the best.
I'd like to thank my mother and the community I grew up in. For without them, I would not have.
Elizabeth Scott. Elizabeth, I finally get to talk at you without you being able to sting me back with some old people joke. But I want you to know that I always forgive you for all those comments that you laid on me. But when you said that when they come and lock me up in an old folks home, you wouldn't come and visit me, that one really hurt. You have a strong sense of right and wrong, and I always admired that. You're a very hardworking, diligent student, and when you know your mind, you're not afraid to let everybody know it. Thanks for all the fun and for being a great student. Congratulations, Elizabeth. I wish you all the best.
It's not just one person who has impacted my life. It is an entire school filled with amazing teachers and staff that have encouraged me to do my best. And those people are the teachers and staff at Lincoln High School. Without any of you, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I thank you for being kind, caring, and amazing people you are, and have helped me to become the person I am today. You are my heroes and always will be. I will miss you so much. Don't worry, I'll be back to visit you all. And before I finish, I do have a message for anyone who is listening. Carol Baskins fed her husband to the tigers and ruined Joe Exotic's life. Thank you for listening, and again, I will miss you all so much.
I'm honored to present Miss Corinza Kelly. During her time at Lincoln, Corinza impressed her teachers with her strong work ethic and her natural talent. She's a skilled writer, a deep thinker, and a brilliant artist. Corinza, I'll miss starting my mornings with you. I always look forward to seeing your ever-changing hair color, and I'll especially miss our conversations and bingo games. I look forward to seeing where your art and writing will take you. This graduation is just the start of a big life ahead. Congratulations.
I'd like to thank Kofler, Jeannie, and Jane for helping me get through high school and graduate.
Tylisha Hill, I didn't have you much in class, but I sure enjoyed it every time that you were in one of my classes. You're the kind of student that every teacher would love to have a whole bunch of in class. You have such a sweet, gentle spirit about you. You don't say much, but whenever you're asked any questions, your answers are absolutely spot on. I really like reading all of your answers that you wrote in writing. You have a gift for writing. You're very articulate and concise. I've mentioned to Stephanie a few times that I sometimes read things that students write to me, and I have no idea what they're talking about, but I really enjoyed reading your stuff. You have so much ability, and I hope that you're going to be able to put it to good use in whatever you decide to do in the future. And I'd like to say thanks for helping push Edward over the finish line. I know I get a lot more work out of him since he's met you. Congratulations, and I wish you all the best.
I have the pleasure of introducing Jacob Lacrosse. Over the last school year, I've watched him grow and mature and start to take life more seriously and be ready to have a career and a future, and I'm just really proud of him. Congratulations.
I'd like to thank all the teachers at Lincoln for helping me get through this.
Class of 2020, please put on your cap and place your tassel on the right side of your mortarboard. The tassel that's attached to your mortarboard is used to signify an important event. In just a few minutes, you will be asked to move your tassel to the left side. The turning of the tassel serves as a final seal that you, the graduate, have successfully completed another part of your academic career. Turning the tassel from one side to the other is like turning another page in your life, a way of declaring victory. So Superintendent Wade Smith and members of the Walla Walla School Board, it is with great pleasure that I announce to you that the students recognized here tonight have met all the requirements of the state of Washington and the Walla Walla School District for the receipt of a Lincoln High School diploma. Class of 2020, please turn your tassels. Family and friends of Lincoln, please join me in congratulating this amazing class on their accomplishment by honoring them with a honking salute.